Hey everyone, it's Rich Warner from the Rich Warner Learning Channel. Glad you could be with me today. I hope you're doing well. Today we have a video about the percentage change formula. Now, percentage change is everywhere in business and in economics, in science, all sorts of research projects, anything that has to do with data manipulation and analysis. It's often essential to measure the change in percentage terms from one value to the next. Now, usually we're dealing with time series data, which is a fancy term that means that you're dealing with values or numbers that are changing over time. So in the past, something was worth this price, and now it's worth that price. You could have, for example, an increase in population numbers. You could have changes in the value of investments. You could have changes in the prices of goods and services, which is very useful to measure inflation or deflation if prices are going down. In business, it's absolutely essential to be able to calculate percentage change. As you can see here from the formula on the screen, percentage change is equal to the new value, which is the latest price or valuation of something, minus the older value, in parentheses, divided by the older value. Now you may see this percentage change formula written slightly differently. Instead of new minus old over old, it could be written as V2 for the second valuation minus V1 in parentheses divided by V1. But it's essentially the same thing. Now from the two diagrams I have on the screen, you'll notice that you can have percentage change that goes up in value, in which case percentage change is a positive number, plus 25%, plus 10%, plus 100%. The prices can go up in value, valuations can go up, but they can also fall, in which case you'll have a negative percentage change. So that's a very important point to start off with. Whenever the valuation goes up in value from an old number to a new number, it's going to be a positive percentage change, and the reverse is true too. That if you start with a higher price and then you descend to a lower price, you're going to have a negative percentage change. So the best way to understand percentage change is to actually dive in and do some problems. So I'm going to do a few problems with you. On the left-hand side, I have positive percentage change problems, and on the right-hand side of this slide, we have descending prices or negative percentage changes. I'll help you go through one or two problems in each case. Let's take the first one. Milk goes from $2.50 per half gallon to $3.25 per half gallon in a year's time. What is the percentage change? Okay, so the price of milk has increased from $2.50 per half gallon to $3.25 per half gallon. Now I went ahead and drew this out in a spreadsheet, in an Excel spreadsheet. I input the starting price here to the lower left, and I drew in an arrow using the graphic tools in Excel to show you that the price is increasing over time. And we're moving from left to right, as time is usually recorded in the same way, from left to right, usually on an x-axis. And the higher price, the second price, the new price, is in the upper right corner here. And whenever I teach the percentage change formula to students, I always encourage them to draw out a schematic like this, a diagram, which shows the older price moving to the newer price, and to actually draw an arrow in their notebooks, so that whenever they're doing homework problems or, working on a quiz or a test of some kind, that they're clear about the nature of the problem. By drawing out a schematic or a diagram like this, I give my students a lot of credit, maybe 75% credit, towards solving these word problems. And all you have to do is then plug in the numbers into the formula to get the actual answer. But this will get you more than halfway there. Now at this point, you can always whip out your handy-dandy calculator and actually key in, $3.25 minus $2.50, new minus old, and then divide that by the old number. In this case, it's $2.50, and you'll get your answer as well. but I just wanted to show you in Excel how you would go about solving this. Okay, so in Excel, you could key in a formula cell. You could place it anywhere on the spreadsheet, and you type in equals the new number. Oh, don't forget the parentheses, minus the old number, new minus old in the numerator. Hit equals, and there you have 75-cent increase from $2.50 to $3.25. Now, we've taken care of the numerator. All you have to do is find the denominator, which is the old price, as the formula suggests, and that's simply equal to $2.50. So I'll just point with my mouse, equals cell D12, and that gives me $2.50 as expected. And then finally, all you have to do is some simple math, equals the numerator divided by, and in most quantitative computational software programs such as Excel, division is represented by the / key, which is the same key as the question mark key on most keypads or keyboards. And so we have equals cell H9, which is our numerator, / divided by, use your mouse to point to the bottom cell, the denominator, in this case, cell H10, which is the cell for $2.50. Hit enter, and there we have it. We have a 30% increase. Now you can adjust the number of digits to the right of the decimal point by using this icon here at the top of Excel under the home menu. These little digit arrows, it's tough to see, but if you click on the left one, it'll actually increase the number of digits to the right of the decimal point. And if you click on the right one, it will reduce the number of digits to the right of decimal point. For business purposes, I usually encourage students to use one digit after the decimal point because it shows or demonstrates a sense of accuracy about solving numerical problems. I'd recommend using one digit after the decimal point in most cases. Now, as an aside, in Excel, you may not have the cell pre-formatted for percentage change, as in this case. Say, for example, I were to place my cursor here in another cell that has not yet been formatted for percentage change. And if I typed in equals the numerator divided by the denominator, I get a decimal answer, 0.3, which is the numerical equivalent of 30%. There really isn't any difference there. It's just a matter of formatting or representation of the same value. Now, you may recall that when you have a decimal such as this, 0.30, that's 31 hundredths, or it's also 3/10 or 300 one-thousandths. Just depends on how many digits you have after the decimal point. But if we extend it out 2 places to the right of the decimal, we have 31 hundredths. And we could literally take our calculators and just divide 30 by 100 and we'll get 0.3. But to convert 0.3 or 0.30 to a percentage, all you would have to do on paper would be to move your decimal point 2 places to the right and tack on the percentage change symbol. So you'd end up with 30% in that case, or 30.0%. The same thing. So just remember, to convert a decimal into a percentage, all you do is move or shift the decimal point 2 places to the right and exactly 2 places to the right, and then tack on the percentage change symbol. Now in Excel, you could also just use a pull-down menu to convert from one format to the next. All different formats are available in Excel. And if you notice under the number format pull-down menu, you have some icons at the top here that are preset to specific formats. So since we need a percentage format, we just hover onto the cell 0.30 and we click on percent, and lo and behold, we have now 0.3 is represented now as 30%. And to tack on a digit after that, as I like to recommend to students, you have 30.0%, the same answer. Now, in this digital world that we live in, there's another way to solve this problem, and it's actually an easy way out. It's not using a calculator, it's not using Excel, but it's actually visiting one of the many quantitative websites out there with built-in calculators for doing quantitative work such as this. And if you want to take that route, all you would need to do is to do a keyword search using Google or one of the many search engines out there, Yahoo, Bing, whatever, and you'll stumble across many calculator websites out there. I just did that and stumbled across this one here. It's called percentagecalculator.mes.fm. Looks like it's got a lot of different percentage change formulas that are pre-written to answer word problems and such. But the one that you want to head towards is something that will calculate percentage change from one number to the next. So if you recall, the price of milk is going up from $2.50 per half gallon to $3.25 per half gallon. And all we'd have to do is to key in the old number and the new number. So the old number is 2.5 or $2.50 per half gallon to $3.25, 3.25. And the answer, as expected, is 30%. Now, this particular calculator will also work in reverse too if the prices are falling. Just make sure that the number that you have, the old number, is the one on the left. In this case, we're increasing or decreasing from this to that. Okay, from this number is the old number to that number, which is the new number. Just be clear about that, and you should have no problems using online calculators such as this. Our next problem says that Netflix membership went up in price from $9.99 a month to $12.99 a month over a 2-year period. How much of a percentage change is that? So we go from $9.99 to $12.99. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is draw out a schematic or a diagram which shows clearly the percentage increase going on here. So instead of $2.50 to $3.25 as in the previous example, we have 9.99 going up to $12.99. Okay? So the monthly membership subscription has gone up in price, and the question is, how much is that in percentage terms? So the next thing we have to do is identify what the old value is and what the new value is, and then plug those values into the percentage change formula. You can see that there's a progression in price from left to right. $9.99 is $12.99. $12.99 is the new value. The old value is $9.99. So let's plug that into the percentage change formula. Equals, open parentheses, $12.99 minus $9.99, and we get an increase of $3. Next, we have to divide that by the old number, which is equal to $9.99. Okay, so we have to divide $3 by $9.99, and we can use our spreadsheet to calculate that. Equals the numerator, which is cell H24 in this case, divided by the denominator, which is H25. So that represents an increase of 0.3003. Now, at this point, all you have to do is click on the percentage icon once again and stretch it out by one decimal, and you get an increase of 30%. And so the Netflix membership has increased by 30% over the past 2 years. Not too bad. So a helpful hint here, to help you remember the percentage change formula going forward, I encourage you to just simply repeat it out loud to yourself a few times. And after a while, you'll get a hang of it, so that whenever you're faced with two numbers and you need to calculate percentage change, just remember that it's always new minus old in the numerator divided by the old number in the denominator. So I like to just encourage my students to keep repeating to themselves, new minus old over old, new minus old over old. Percentage change is new minus old over old. And so that'll help solder in the percentage change formula into your brain a bit. Next, I'd like to do two examples where we calculate the percentage decrease together. So the price is going from an older, higher value to a lower value. So let's check out the first problem together here on the right-hand side. It says that a new Dell PC laptop was $975, and it's now on sale for $795. What would be the percentage discount? So all we have to do is follow the same steps in an Excel spreadsheet or on a calculator, your choice, and we're going from $975 to $795. So I'll just copy these cells down here, and this time we're going to move this down here and move the old price up here, and we're going to show that the price is declining from $975 to $795. And let me just move the arrow down like this. It's pointing down. And that's how we should draw a schematic or a diagram to depict the percentage drop in price. So as we progress from left to right here in time, the old price is $975 and the new price is $795. So let's plug that into the formula together. Equals the new price, which is $795, minus the old price, which is $975. That's the numerator. And we have to divide that by the denominator, which is the old price, $975. Okay? So the price declines by $180. You can see this represented by 180 in brackets. That's an accounting format. We could change the accounting format if we wanted to show it in simpler decibel format like this, say something like this. Okay, so negative 180 divided by 975 should give us our answer. So let's type that into Excel. Equals the numerator divided by / the denominator. Now notice that this is in dollar format and it should be in percentage format. And so once again, to change the format to percent, just click on the percentage icon here in Excel and you get negative 18.5%. So the price of the laptop dropped negative 18.5% in price. And you could calculate the Nike Air sneakers sale price as well using the same technique. But the final question I'd like to do with you is this investment question where the price of this hypothetical stock called Tech Hub stock went from $75.35 a share down to $48.50 a share over the past month. So let's say that Tom owns 1,500 shares of Tech Hub stock. There are two questions to this final problem, and that's how much did Tom lose in percentage terms and how much did Tom lose in actual dollars? Okay, so let's just plug these values again into the formula, and we have to keep in mind also that he owns 1,500 shares of the stock. So I'm simply going to copy these cells down lower here so we get a clean slate. And I'm also going to copy the formula from up above to guide us through this problem. The price of the stock went from $75.35 to $48.50. Per share. Now Tom owns 1,500 shares. Okay? So let's answer the first question, the percentage drop. All we have to do once again is to plug in the new minus old, which in this case is the $48.50 minus the $75.35 per share. And our numerator says that Tom lost $26.85 per share. Let's change that to regular accounting again so you can more clearly see that. We need our division sign there for our numerator. And our denominator is the old price. Once again, always the old price. So to calculate the percentage change, all we have to do is go equals the top divided by the bottom. And we get negative 0.36. And let's convert that to a percentage. So we just click on the Excel percentage icon here, and let's tack on 1 digit after the decimal point, and we see, so TechHub stock dropped 35.6% over the past month. But next, we have to calculate how much did Tom actually lose in dollars. So the number of shares that Tom owns is 1,500, and his entry price or cost price, his basis, in accounting they call that the basis, or the cost price, is $75.35, and the current price is $48.50. So we'll just type in current price here, or last price. So if he purchased 1,500 shares at $75.35, the valuation of that, the original value, is simply equal to 1,500 shares times $75.35 per share. So that's equals 1,500 times, which is asterisk in computers. Multiplication sign is the asterisk symbol, equals 1,500 times $75.35 per share. So originally the total value of his stock holdings in TechHub stock was $113,025. But currently the price is $48.50, but he still owns 1,500 shares. So all he's got to do now, let me just insert a little space here so that you don't get confused. All we have to do now is calculate the current value. Let me stretch this out a little bit. Current value. The current value is just simply 1,500, the number of shares he owns, times the current price, because $48.50 is the price per share, and he owns 1,500 shares, so that's equals 1,500 times asterisk current price. And in Excel, whenever you see that, it's sometimes because you don't have enough room. So I stretch out the column size like that by holding on to the top like that. So the current value of his position in TechHub stock is $72,750. How much did he lose in dollars? Well, to calculate that, we just go equals the current value minus the original value. And as you can see, he lost $40,275. Let me put that in regular currency format. He lost $40,275. And that's what can happen if a stock gets pummeled by 35.6% in value. So as you can see, stock investing is not always glamorous and not always a joyride. There are risks involved, but there is also a lot of potential to make money as well. Now, in closing, I'd like to just add that if you have difficulty learning how to use Excel, you can always turn to online calculators to help you calculate things like percentage change and other financial formulas like future value, for example, which we'll cover in another video. At the bottom of this slide in the PowerPoint, I have a link to one of the many online calculator websites that you can get a hold of. Just click on that link here, and that should take us to calculatorsoup.com, which has a plethora of formulas and calculators that you can use for mortgage interest calculation, annuities, projecting future value of investments and inflation over time, etc. Let's say that we wanted to calculate the percentage change of this stock. Remember, it went from $75.35 to $48.50 a share. So all we have to do is to just simply input the old and the new numbers and hit calculate, and this calculator will do the work for us. So we went from, I think it was $75.35 a share to $48.50. So V1, the old value, valuation 1, is 75.35, and V2 is the new or the latest value, 48.5. Okay, and then we just click calculate, and it says that there was a 35.6337. You can round that up to 35.7% decrease in the share price. And as you can see, that is the same number that we got by using Excel, negative 35.6%. And so that's basically it for the percentage change formula. All you have to do, once again, is to repeat it in your mind a few times, and you'll get the hang of it quite quickly, I'm sure. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any further questions, drop me a line. This is Rich Warner from the Rich Warner Learning Channel. I wish you all the best, stay well, and have a great day.